Hey everyone. Unfortunately, NIO's stock price is falling again. As of this recording, it's back below $5 per share. And a lot of investors want to know what's going on. Why is the stock price dropping? So that's what I'll do in this video. I'll go through what the founder and chairman and CEO William Li said about the company's latest quarter so that investors are better informed about NIO stock.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.
Alright, so the CEO William Li said that in the first quarter, NIO delivered 30,053 premium smart electric vehicles. And in the second quarter, thanks to the launch of all new model products together with more flexible sales policy, in April, NIO delivered 15,620 vehicles and 20,544 vehicles in May. So even though in the first quarter deliveries were down year over year, so far in the second quarter, which includes April and May, vehicle sales are up significantly, over 100% and even more than that in May. So that part, it's going well. Second quarter is going well. First quarter did not go well. Year-over-year decreases. NIO's market share in the premium battery electric vehicle segment continues to grow. So even though NIO's performance year-over-year was a decrease, for the market share, it actually increased. So NIO outperformed the market pulled back. So that's something for NIO stock investors to keep in mind. So for the second quarter, total deliveries are expected to be between 54 and 56,000. And that would be an increase of roughly 132% year over year, 133% year over year. A huge increase from the prior year as the number of new models are increasing sales for NIO. Still, the losses on the bottom line are troubling, and the vehicle margin in the first quarter was only 9.2%. That's not enough to stop the losses on the bottom line for NIO. Management has told investors they could get it up to 15 to 18 to maybe 20% vehicle margin. Perhaps in the second quarter they will approach those levels because of the increased economies of scale. They'll be selling more units, but that remains to be seen. Additionally, on April 25th, the company launched the ET7, which was an executive edition, and the delivery of this has started in late April. So that can partly explain the boost in sales in April and May. In the car industry, new models tend to increase sales because most cars that are purchased are luxury or non-essential purchases. Right? People don't buy a new car because they need it in most cases. People buy a new car because they want to change, they want an upgrade, they want something new, something that looks different, maybe a different color, maybe a different model, maybe the newer design attracts people. But cars can last, over 100,000 miles. And you could think of yourself or the people that you know, how many cars have been kept for over 100,000 miles. That's not usually the case, right? Usually people upgrade because they see a commercial for a car or they drive by a dealership and they see a car in the showroom that brings them inside and then they get sold on a new model. So these new models are really attractive for increasing consumer purchases. And that's no different here for NIO. But that same reason that makes new models attractive is the reason why the industry is so competitive and so capital intensive. You've got to continuously bring new models to the market, because if you don't bring a new model to the market and your competitors do, you're going to miss out on sales. When customers look to those newer models, you don't have anything new. They see something new from one of your competitors. They might go and switch and go with them. And now you've lost the customer. So it's an increasingly competitive industry. It's why the profit margins in this industry have never been strong. And it's why I've advised against investing in any car company, let alone an electric vehicle company. So the car industry is one of the least attractive industries for investment because of its market fundamentals. The way the industry works is not attractive for investors. One of the reasons is this mass capital intensity. Another reason is because of a significant oversupply. There's too much manufacturing supply compared with the demand for vehicles. And so the industry is not in equilibrium. Supply exceeds demand. For a brief moment there in 2020 and 2021, demand exceeded supply because of supply chain shortages. And that created an imbalance that was very favorable to car companies, any type of car company, whether it was an electric vehicle company or a legacy in the internal combustion engine company. Everyone thrived during 2020 and 2021 because the industry was finally in favor of car companies. After decades of being out of balance, it was finally in favor of car companies where there was more demand and not enough supply. Unfortunately, now that supply chain shortages have eased, we are now again at the point where there's too much supply and not enough demand for all of those units that can be produced, the manufacturing capacity. So NIO launched its Onvo brand, and that was on May 15th. The pre-order of the first product, the L16, has started. The L16 is a smart electric mid-size SUV. The official product launch and delivery will begin in September. So this should be exciting for NIO stock investors, and it should drive big sales growth for NIO because, first of all, the SUV is by far the more popular model when you're looking at vehicles, right? Sedans are not as highly in demand nowadays as are SUVs. Second of all, this is going to be a lower price point, and so that's going to be more attractive to buyers as well. It's going to attract a wider audience that can afford this model, so that's going to be big. I wouldn't be surprised if this boosts NIO's delivery numbers by thousands and thousands of units. So NIO investors should be looking forward to this as it begins to roll out this product in September. So regarding the charging and swapping network, NIO has 2,472 stations worldwide and has provided over 45 million swaps. Also, NIO received a strategic investment of 1.5 billion RMB into the NIO power segment. So this capital investment will give NIO more money to be able to expand the number of stations worldwide. Now, these stations are one reason why someone would purchase a NIO is because they feel like the battery swapping technology is something that they prefer. Charging your electric vehicle is a huge inconvenience for most people. For some, it's very convenient if you have all the infrastructure and you own your own home and you could charge it at home while you sleep. That's very favorable. But for most of the world who do not have that infrastructure, it's hugely inconvenient. So these swapping stations have several benefits, and number one, it's that it makes people feel comfortable. I could buy a NIO and then I could take it to the swapping network and swap out the battery without waiting long time for a charge. Secondly, it removes the concern for the battery. You never know how long the battery is going to last. And then, after, 5 years or 8 years, you might need to replace that battery, which is a massive expense for vehicle owners. So with the swapping technology, you don't have to worry about that either. So this is one of the huge reasons why people prefer to buy NIOs over perhaps other models that do not have the swapping technology. So I hope this provided some context around what's going on with NIO, some information for investors to consider. I know there's a lot of videos out there on YouTube about NIO, a lot of hype, a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of just telling investors you should buy without giving you any information or reasons why you should or shouldn't buy, just talking about the price and the price is low so you should buy. Well, there's more to consider to an investment than just where the price is. You want to see what you're getting for the price that you're paying. And so I hope these videos help you in those decisions. Thank you for watching this video. I truly appreciate it. I know there's a lot you could be doing with your time and a lot of other videos you could be watching. So I truly appreciate that you chose to watch this one. If you want to see more videos just like this, hit the subscribe or the like button. They'll both help me make more videos just like this one. Thank you again.